the drones that are flying around New Jersey, the ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
Will you shoot them down?
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Again, they started in the Northeast, but as of Friday, those drone sightings are now here in the Buckeye State.
Wright-Patterson Air Force Base had to temporarily shut down the airspace because of drones flying in that area. WCPO 9 News anchor Brett Pagansky shows us why there is now national security concerns.
Use extreme caution for heavy UAS movement on the base. Security forces is handling the situation.
What you're hearing is a reported radio call between Wright-Patterson Air Force Base's tower and a medical transport aircraft, which was obtained by the media outlet The War Zone. WCPO confirmed Wright-Patterson Air Force Base temporarily closed the airspace for 4 hours Friday because of drones flying over and around the airspace. The base said leaders determined none of the drones impacted base residents, facilities, or assets.
Obviously, that's a big concern for national security, is like you have these FPV drones, people can just fly them around in unrestricted airspace.
Some, like Ryan Muda from Fairborn, are wondering if the sighting at Wright-Pat is related to the various drone sightings in the Northeast, which has resulted with investigations by the FBI and Homeland Security.
We have not seen any foreign, we know of no foreign involvement with respect to the sightings in the Northeast, and we are vigilant in investigating this matter.
When they see these objects in the sky and they don't know what they are.
Angel Aerial Systems in Evendale has been testing its drones that look like something out of this world.
A lot of confusion, I think, right now, because people are maybe mistaking manned aircraft for drones.
They're designed to help law enforcement with investigations.
So you're going to see more activity after the holiday season, so don't be surprised by that.
Former Cincinnati police officer and drone pilot Steve Saunders said drones are here to stay, but said while there's mystery surrounding these sightings, you should never take matters into your own hands if you see one flying.
People think of things like shooting a drone down, completely unsafe, very illegal. Don't be pointing laser pointers or things like that towards a drone.
In Evendale, Brett Pagansky, WCPO 9 News.
Sai, abbiamo parlato con tanta gente a New Jersey e molta gente si è fatta avanti, persino i nostri ospiti hanno detto che l'ho vista anche io. Quindi prima ne hai visto uno? E abbiamo anche detto che ci sono stati segnalati di 4 o 180 avvistamenti a notte? Cosa pensi che stia complicando il lavoro degli investigatori nel capire l'origine dei droni o nel seguirli fino alla loro origine? Sembrano troppo veloci per essere rintracciati.
Buongiorno e grazie per avermi accolto. Sì, hai assolutamente ragione. Nei rapporti che abbiamo ricevuto, facevo parte di una delegazione legislativa dello Stato mercoledì scorso che ha visitato la polizia del New Jersey e ci hanno dato un aggiornamento. E il colonnello della polizia di New Jersey confermò che quando i suoi uomini erano passati sopra un drone e un elicottero, una volta raggiunti il punto verso cui erano diretti, il drone è diventato buio e non è stato in grado di essere rilevato da quel punto in poi. Quindi questo ci ha dato molta ansia sostanzialmente su quali sono le nostre capacità a livello statale per l'intervento. È stato chiarito che lo Stato non ha le capacità di gestire questa circostanza in questo momento, motivo per cui è così sconcertante che il governo federale sta avendo questa risposta molto tiepida a qualcosa che letteralmente potrebbe essere un grave problema di sicurezza.
Cosa è successo ieri sera nel tuo stato? Hai ricevuto molti rapporti?
Abbiamo ricevuto molti rapporti ieri sera con la luna piena e cieli limpidi. Sappiamo cosa significa. Mi avevi chiesto se ne avevo visto uno. Sì, l'ho fatto. E la parte preoccupante è dove questi droni stanno volando. Non dovrebbero volare su corridoi molto viaggiati come la Rotta 80 ed è lì che si vede nel nord-ovest di New Jersey. Non dovrebbero essere in piedi per impianti militari. E ci sono stati 11 incontri confermati sull'arsenale di Picatinny a North Jersey e sull'installazione navale Earl nella contea di Monmouth ce ne sono stati 2. Quindi questo è molto, molto frustrante e inquietante e non possiamo capire perché non ci sia un intervento più rapido. Un portavoce della Casa Bianca questa settimana ha fatto dichiarazioni ridicole che contraddicono ciò che i nostri esperti militari e la polizia del New Jersey stanno riferendo al governo dello Stato.
È davvero inquietante e molte persone si chiedono se alla fine scopriremo che è collegato al governo, perché se i droni fossero militari ci sarebbe un motivo per cui non hanno avvisato la polizia delle loro operazioni, anche se non potessero dire al pubblico cosa sta succedendo. La frustrazione è alta, molti temono che sia andato oltre, se questi droni stanno eseguendo una missione d'addestramento. Ora le persone sono davvero spaventate. Richie McHugh, il nostro corrispondente in New Jersey, ha visto 50 droni in una volta sola e ha espresso preoccupazione. Altre persone temono che la gente possa farsi giustizia da sé perché vogliono sapere cosa sta succedendo.
Che disastro sarebbe? Chiunque stia gestendo la comunicazione di crisi, sia della Casa Bianca che dello Stato, il nostro governatore dovrebbe trovare un nuovo lavoro, perché non stanno facendo nulla per tranquillizzare i cittadini del New Jersey e ora sta diffondendosi in tutta l'area. New York sta attualmente vivendo fenomeni simili. E ho sentito che ieri la governatore Kathy Hochul probabilmente è andata alla scuola di comunicazione del governatore Murphy perché ha ripetuto esattamente lo stesso pezzo che non sappiamo cosa sia. Non sappiamo chi li possiede, non sono registrati e non sappiamo da dove decollano dalla Norland, ma non costituiscono una minaccia. Non so che tipo di sciocchezze stiamo vivendo ora, in che mondo contorto sono sufficienti per dirlo al pubblico americano. Parlano di teorie della cospirazione. Beh, cosa si aspettano? Non c'è altro che un mare di buchi di coniglio in assenza di informazioni.
Indovinare anche la domanda è: quanto tempo può continuare senza risposte per il pubblico? Ieri sera stavo guardando Banfield e la dottoressa Catherine Ramslin era su Chi ci fidiamo in ogni importante, sai, vera storia criminale. Ha riferito di averli visti a casa sua in Pennsylvania e ha descritto una scena che sembrava uscita da un film. Ha detto di aver visto uno dirigersi verso ovest, uno verso est. Si sono incontrati e informazioni hanno iniziato a girare insieme. È proprio come qualcosa di un film di fantascienza. Abbiamo bisogno di risposte e spero che tu possa aiutarci a trovarle. Grazie a Don Fantasia, rappresentante repubblicano del New Jersey, per averci dato la tua prospettiva su quanto sta accadendo nel tuo stato.
Apprezzi. Grazie.
Grazie.
Reporting, you've seen a lot of the videos. You know, you're former military. Do you think the government's hiding something from us?
Well, the problem is with John Kirby's statement, everything he said is 100% true, but it seems to only be a half truth. A lot of the videos we're seeing online, they are stars, they are planes, they're regular commercial DJI drones, but those aren't the drones that we're concerned about. We have briefings from the New Jersey State Police. They're talking about drones that are 6 to 8 feet in diameter, staying up for up to 7 hours. They can't track their radio frequencies. They're not putting off heat signatures. We got the Coast Guard saying they're being trailed by 15 to 30 drones. You have another police officer seeing 50 of them flying in from the ocean. Those are the drones we're worried about. So Kirby's right in saying that a lot of the videos online are planes, helicopters, stars, but he's not talking about the interesting drones, the drones that we're actually concerned and worried about.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, the fact that they can't track them, no heat signature. I want to go through a couple of these with you, John. These are a few of the recent sightings, and I want to see what you think, if you can figure out exactly what they are with your expertise. The first one, this is Round Valley Reservoir last Thursday. Let's put the video up. I want to see if you can identify what this is. Take a look at this. I think maybe there's a little bit of audio. I'm not sure. That's pretty...
Yeah. So I was looking at this video earlier. It's a good video. The issue is it's very low resolution. As we're zoomed in, it kind of warps out. What I'm looking at to tell the difference between a plane, a helicopter, and drone is one, the navigation lights. So on plane helicopters, we have red lights on the left, green lights on the right, a white light on the tail, and then strobing red or white anti-collision lights. Most commercial drones will have red and green, but in different configurations. These could potentially be drones. It's just too low resolution to really to come to a conclusion, and I'm not seeing any obvious movement that would make it a telltale sign of it being a drone.
Okay, but it's blinking, right? You can see that it's blinking, so I guess it would either be a plane or a drone.
Yeah, it could be, but it's just too low information, not enough quality video to make a determination from here.
Yeah, that's what's tough, even with these iPhones, as good as they are now, the new one even, at night, when you're shooting these things, it's so hard to capture. I want to go to our next one, John. This is Delran, New Jersey. This was last week also. What does this look like?
This is clearly a plane. When I saw this video, I don't know if this guy was trolling. I thought he was trolling because it's clearly a plane.
Oh,
you have the green nav light on the right, you got the red on the left, you got the white light on the rear, and you got the strobing anti-collision lights. You see two wings, you see a fuselage, and not only that, you hear the jet engine as it's passing over.
Yeah, this is like a freebie for you, John. This is, even I can tell, it's like Southwest Airlines or something. This is...
Blind grandma knew that was a plane.
Yeah, this one's too easy. Okay, let's go to the last one here. This is Morris County, New Jersey. December 12th, this one came in. What do you make of this one, John?
Let's see. The first video that passed by. Okay, so same thing. I'm seeing the navigation lights. I think on this video there was an earlier clip where you can make out the contrail that's produced by the moisture or water vapor, and so right here you can see the contrail that's produced by a jet turbine engine at high altitude from a plane.
No way, not three all in the same spot. Look, there's another one coming down.
Okay, sorry, I lost you for a second. So what was did you have a conclusion, John, on this one?
Yeah, it was an airplane.
An airplane.
You can see the contrail that is all produced by a jet engine at high altitudes.
Okay. The last thing I want to ask you is, what's interesting is a lot of these people that we've interviewed over the last week have talked about the size of these drones. Some have said they're as big as a car. Some have even said a school bus. I think when most of us think of drones, we think of something much, much smaller. Can drones actually be that big?
The school bus claim I'm very skeptical of. You're talking about something that's 35 to 45 feet in length. Our MQ-9 Reaper drone is only about 36 feet in length. That flies at very high altitude. It's a fixed wing. To have a quadcopter or rotor type drone at that size makes zero sense, has no practical purpose. It would cost millions in extreme engineering. The 6 to 8 foot range, we have drones like that. We see them. They're usually used in heavy lift operations, carrying different payloads. And those are the drones that the police in New Jersey are reporting, and I don't have any reason to doubt them. So I believe those are out there, and that is what I'd really like to know, why those are out flying. They're not cheap drones.
So, why are we here today? We're here today because it's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's a drone. And when it comes to drones, people in the New York area and all across the country have more questions than answers. We've seen lots of recent sightings in New York, New Jersey, Long Island, Staten Island. So, it's remarkable, with all these sightings over the last while, why do we have more questions than answers? Well, we're here today for 3 reasons. First, to push a new but unclassified tech into wide use, the so-called Robin, to get answers on these drones, and also to announce that I am going to help pass, and I'm going to co-sponsor legislation that will combat these drones in a better way by allowing local police departments and state police departments to help the feds in sighting these drones, which so many have requested. If the technology exists for a drone to make it up into the sky, there certainly is the technology that can track the craft with precision and determine what the heck is going on. And that's what the Robin does. Today we're asking the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, to deploy special detection systems like the Robin, which use not a linear line of sight, but 360-degree technology that has a much better chance of detecting these drones. And we're asking DHS to bring them to the New York, New Jersey area. Technology like the Robin was originally targeted to assess birds in aviation, so it can find little things, because when birds fly into a plane, it can be very, very damaging. But that precision is just the kind of technology, the 360-degree type of technology, that will make it much easier to figure out what these drones are, where they are, and find out even who is launching them. I've had briefings from the Department of Homeland Security. These are not classified, so I can talk about them, about this technology. I asked them about it last week, and they said this is late last week, and this is just the kind of technology we need. Drone radar is based on the use of radio waves. The radio waves are sent out in short pulses, and that means it's detectable. The question is, why haven't the federal authorities detected them yet? But now we're pushing them to get this done quickly, because it's been too long where there have been no answers. Now,
one of the cities where they have been dealing with this quite a bit. So, Mayor, thank you for being here. Federal officials say they can't confirm where these drones are from, but then at the same time, they say they do not pose a national security threat. Do you and your constituents believe that assurance enough?
We do not. And frankly, we're getting tired of being insulted. I just got off a briefing with the White House, Intergovernmental Affairs. And again, we're being told that there is absolutely, we're seeing nothing here. We are not seeing any drones. We're seeing basically manned aircraft. I mean, they're starting to really insult myself, our constituents, and many, many mayors around the state of New Jersey who have literally had these things hovering 100 feet over their houses. I mean, we literally just got told once again that there's nothing to see here, and we're getting tired of it.
So you were part of a meeting last week with more than 200 mayors that was held by the New Jersey State Police Department. You say that you just got off a briefing with the White House. I guess the thing I keep coming back to on this story is, it's one thing for you to tell us there's nothing to worry about. It's not a foreign threat. There's no sort of national security concern here. But then at the same time, you can't tell us specifically what it is that we're seeing. Is that the same frustration that you have, that if it's not a threat, why can't you tell us specifically what it is that we're seeing?
It is. And frankly, you're right. You can't have it both ways. You can't say we have no idea what you're saying, but there's no known threat. You just can't have it both ways. I mean, we were told by our state police that they know for a fact these things are hovering over our critical infrastructure. We had a mayor in North Jersey who has 80 square miles under her belt, and she's got 4 critical infrastructures, 4 sets of reservoirs there. She had 60 drones hovering over them this past Sunday. You can't keep telling us that we're imagining this stuff. We're not imagining it. Our own state police in our own briefings is telling us these things are not emitting a radio frequency. Our own governor has said, with the state police standing next to him, that our pilots witnessed the lights turn off and saw them disappear. I mean, we're having a lot of issues here, yet they keep telling us we're not going to shoot them down if we think they're a threat. We're not going to do a temporary ban. You can't have it every way. Our residents are getting concerned, and the lack of transparency is doing nothing but fuel conspiracy theories on social media.
Yeah, and maybe expand upon that thought about the conspiracy theories, because it does feel as though we've entered a new phase of this story where there is this sense that people are overreacting, that they're actually seeing regular commercial airliners landing and taking off, that they're police helicopters that they're witnessing. And I'm sure that's true. I'm sure more people are now taking the time to look up into the skies and are concerned as to what they're seeing. But do you feel as though that concern and these new levels of reporting that are probably just basic things are because of the void that was filled from before?
Absolutely. I mean, here in Belleville, we're in northern New Jersey. We border the largest city in New Jersey, Newark. We are dead smack in the middle of Newark International Airport and Teterboro Airport, and our residents in this area are starting to look up to the sky now. And every single night they look up to the sky, and there's no doubt. I mean, there's no doubt that there is some misidentification that's happening. We know that to be a fact. But I've had trained police officers, drone operators who are police officers, video things and say absolutely beyond a shadow of a doubt, these are drones, these are not manned aircraft, and somebody needs to finally get to the bottom of this. I mean, it's ridiculous that we have technology that, they could read your driver's license from a mile up in the sky, probably while it's still in your pocket, yet they can't tell us what's flying just above our homes.
Look to the skies. Alarm bells are ringing in the Northeast over flying objects seen hovering over New York and New Jersey in recent days. Now, many experts speculate these objects are some kind of drone. This was the latest seen hovering over New Jersey this weekend.
When things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there are so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved.